What you saying, G? Wow, you just keep kissing your teeth up. You got some food in that, so damn.
I'm going to try and get in this with you.
Huh?
I'm going to try and get in this with you. So I need you to keep still.
What's your job?
What you say?
To move up.
Oh, I thought you said, am I trying to take your job? I was like, nah, stay where you are, innit? Uni, could you check and see if we're, like, both of us are together in, are we all right together?
Yeah, perfect.
Sorted, thanks. Testing.
See you later.
See you later. Just got to make sure everything's, like, perfect, because obviously I'm with you, ain't I?
Can I just say something? Everybody's gone. This is how professional I am. I'd like stay to the end. I'm chasing you, saying, "Come on, do me an interview." No, I'm busy. I'm begging for this. Damn.
So you're professional and you stay to the end, but yet still Ben Shalom's behind us, still getting interviewed.
That's not Ben.
You're saying Ben's a clone?
That's not Ben. It's his brother.
October Red Boxing here with Johnny Full of Shit Nelson at the Boxer Presser, which unfortunately I missed because I've just been absolutely everywhere today. So I need you to just give me a bit of a précis on how it went.
It went all right. It was a chance for these young, but it didn't have to be no bad blood, no nothing. You've got a lot of young, ambitious fighters that want to win. I think Zach Chelly and Lauren Richards is going to be a good fight. Lawal, he's boxing for the British title. Unfortunately, Juma suffered an eye injury. His career's over, and it's hard, man. It's going to be hard for him to have to deal with that when it's taken away from you. Of course, Adam Azim, is 7 fights into his professional career. This will be his 7th fight. Again, you've got confident young fighters that are ambitious, that want to do something, that want to make an impression and go on further to bigger things. And even on the stream, there are some good fights there. So I think Sunday afternoon is a good league. I think Sunday afternoon could be a good little niche every now and again to people at home. What you doing? You've eaten, you sat down. If you don't want to watch the football, the rugby, whatever, watch the boxing. It's given an option.
Yeah, interesting. I do like the idea of the breakthrough card, something that obviously Sky Sports and Boxer have come through with themselves. Picking the fighters from that, because I know that Boxer and Sky Sports are building their stable.
Yeah.
So choosing, what fighters you're going to put on the card, and then there's obviously opportunities for cross-promotion. So what makes you choose the fighters that, that we've got? Because if you look at it like Lawal, he's been on the Boxer tournaments for a while. When you say breakthrough, you could say that he's one of probably Boxer's more experienced fighters. So talk to me a bit about the idea around the name breakthrough.
Because it's about opportunity. Opportunity is not for him to break out of just filling a card through and actually officially putting himself on the map, getting the British title. Now it's not a done deal because his opponents had 10 days notice. These two have boxed before as well, David Jameson.
Oh, talk to me about that.
Yeah. So they boxed before, and I think it was over 3 rounds. Lawal had him down the first round, beat him on points. Jameson again said he had 10 days notice for that fight. He said, this time I've had 10 days notice officially, but I've been training because I thought this might happen. And so this might be a different fight. What I said to Lawal was the fact that I've seen so many fights turn on the head because a last-minute opponents come in, and it's hard to lift yourself and give that opponent the same respect that you'd expect because you spent weeks and weeks training. So it's the trainer's job to lift your spirits, to put the fear of God in, to make sure you box the best of your ability. I've said to them, when you get in there, give him respect. Don't give a man a chance that hasn't had one. Use your boxing skill and ability and get the job done. Don't be showing off. I can remember seeing Silky Jones against Ryan Rhodes, long fight. You must have been a picnic then. And Silky Jones was showboating the ring, dropped his hands to dummy, make out as though he was tired. Ryan went blam, took him out. Silky Jones and Ryan Rhodes used to spar all the time, and Silky Jones always had the better of Ryan. But he made the mistake. Don't make the mistake and disrespect your opponent. Get in there, get the job done. This is what I said to him. So if he does that, then he puts himself on the map. He's no longer filling the undercard. Then he's on the right path to go on to collect a Lonsdale belt. if he defends it enough. Go the traditional way, collect to Commonwealth, then the European, then get himself in the mix. You know, there's Lawrence Okolie out there, domestic, a UK fighter. There's obviously Richard Rietpo. You know, there's Chris Smith. There's fights out there that he can have, that he can get himself in the mix for. So, but he's got to get through Saturday and do the right thing correctly.
We're going to leave it on the cruiserweights. Cruiserweight division, your division.
Yeah.
A division that I'd say you're quite passionate about. You've just mentioned some key names there. And I don't know why you had to click your fingers a couple of times for your home fighter, Richard Rietpo, but Lawrence Okolie's name flew off the tongue.
Yeah.
I spoke to Eddie yesterday, briefly touched on Lawrence Okolie. What is happening with him? Because everybody's been a bit tight-lipped. Some people are saying he's still in contract. Now my light's gone off.
You can still see us.
It's going to be dark though. I might have to move that. I might move it there because it's bright there, but no, that's the light at the back. Anyway, what's happening with Lawrence Okolie?
Listen, Lawrence knows what's happening behind the scenes, which is why he's not a happy bunny when it comes to this fight. Last time he boxed was in February. He's dropped 1 or 2 little time bombs out on his social media, said, don't make me start chatting. Eddie's saying he's got 1 more fight left. With him having 1 more fight left, yes,
Where'd you get food from?
That's not food, it's peanuts. William, thank you. William saying he's got...
What does the vision
Yo,
look like
I'm talking, man.
Sorry. My light's gone off. It's dead. I think the battery's dead.
Amateurs.
It's dark, isn't it?
Is it dark?
Only because I'm turning.
I won't say what the lovely Uni's just said behind the...
Is it better?
It's not really.
What?
It's all no, it's fine. You can do it in post. I can make it a little bit brighter and edit it.
Okay, we like that. So yeah, Lawrence Okolie.
So Lawrence, he's not happy about certain things in his in regards to what's happening with his career.
Yeah.
Now,
but what is happening with his career? Because
he's basically saying, I haven't got, as far as I know, he's saying I haven't got another fight left with you, and I want to move on and do something else. I don't know. So Lawrence is saying, don't make me start talking. Eddie's saying you got 1 more fight left in on your contract. I've been good for you. If you want to leave, leave, but you wanted a contract. Lawrence is still saying, I haven't said certain things, so don't make me open my mouth. My advice to Lawrence is this. I've seen this time and time again where fighters get involved fighting promoters in the courts and they're spending time out of the ring rather than in the ring. I'm not saying bend over and make my man deal with you. What I'm saying to you is sometimes lose a battle to win a war. And if it's to have the 1 fight to get out of the contract and move on in your career, do it. Bite the bullet, lose the battle, win the war. And then have the argument afterwards. Because down the line, if he spent money that he's fought hard for, risked his life for, committed for, time when he should be developing as a fighter to get better, as a champion as well, if he spent that much time arguing and fussing and fighting out of the ring, in a few years' time and look down the line and think, you know what? Was it worth it? Because the next thing what's going to happen is the WBO will say, you know what? If you've not defended your title by this time, you're getting stripped. That's the next move. Trust me. That's where it's going. I've seen it happen before. And it might come from a bit of encouragement by his promoter to say, you know what? We can slip someone else in. So what I'm saying is, Lawrence, think outside the box, Dread. You know, I understand you've got your argument and you can say whatever, blap, blap, drop whatever bombs you want to drop. But what I'm saying is, deal with it that way. Now, if Eddie said something to him like, you know what, well, I'll give you the 1 fight. You've apologised. You've done X, Y, Z, but you've got to sign another 5-fight deal. Then we've got a problem. That'd expose his life. If Lawrence is saying he hasn't got another fight with Eddie, then fight. And make Eddie take you to court. And then you have the argument then. What I'm saying to you is you're wasting valuable time as a developing fighter on a battle you're going to struggle to win, because I've seen so many fighters that are in the right lose. I've seen fighters that were in the wrong lose. And so to me, I just think, yo man, just again, lose a battle to win a war. Then deal with it afterwards.
Okay. I think... And fair enough, we can all sit here and speak about what's best for Lawrence to do, but Lawrence at the moment is the only one that's sort of like, in the beginning, obviously, he said a couple of things that's ruffled some feathers.
Right, well, let me just answer
this.
Yes,
go.
He's managed by 258.
Was.
was, whatever the situation is, was managed by 258. AJ's his boy. Them two, they move together. They work together, whatever they got to do. So who's this issue with, 258 or Eddie? What I'm saying to you is, the devil's in detail. You're going to spend money on fighting this thing. You've worked hard to get to the point in your career. That man will carry on when you've jacked in. Matchroom and DAZN and 258 will still be operating when you walked away. So what I'm saying to you is, use your brain. Sometimes just be smart about your move.
Yeah, I hear that. But like I said, we've heard not really much from Lawrence. We've heard Eddie say his side. Obviously, I know it's going through like a litigation process, but it would be really good to hear Lawrence obviously give his point of view.
Well, maybe Lawrence might have to start talking, because the longer he says, I'm going to say something, I'm going to say something, I'm going to say something, and then he's saying whatever he's saying, maybe he should start talking then, so he can move on with the process and eventually get to fight. But he's just got to think, what is the goal? The goal is he wants to fight. The goal is he wants to earn money. The goal is he wants to defend his title. The goal is he wants to get on with his career. Eddie might have an in-house solicitor that works for him and don't charge diddly for each letter. I've seen it. I've seen it so many times. And it's just, I just think, same story, different actors. Be smart, man.
I hear that, but one of the things that has become obvious is obviously SkySports Boxing were interested in signing him as a fighter. Eddie Hearn has mentioned several times that he's seen this, pro forma contract that's gone over, saying that he is going to be the face of SkySports Boxing. Now, I know that you're building, well, I presume, or I made the presumption that you're building Richard Riakporhe, albeit he hasn't got a world title belt yet. But that was supposed to be like the face of the boxing when it came to the cruiserweights. So talk to us a little bit about that, because two faces at one division doesn't really make much sense.
Well, I don't know how true that is.
Talk to me.
I don't know how true that is to Eddie, or I don't know how true that is from Eddie. Or I don't know how true that is, or that was to Lawrence. Because as you say, there's a lot of confliction there. So in reality, how much truth is in that? Someone's telling a porky somewhere down the line, and so it doesn't matter. Don't muddy the waters. Deal with the fact. The fact is, sort your situation out with your contract. Get on with your career before you get stripped. Okay. Because I know Lawrence's goal, which is good to see, especially from a British fighter, is to pass my record of defences. And I prefer a Brit to do it. If you're going to do that, man, get on with the business and do it. Because I'm telling you now, you're talking to an ex-fighter, an ex-champion. The amount of wars you can have outside the ring would be detrimental to your wars inside the ring. I'm not saying let man trip you up or do things to your career that you're not happy with. What I'm saying is just think strategically.
But then he's actually in it. He's the one that obviously knows both sides of the story, knows everything. And then there's obviously a reason. Whether I agree with what he said or not, there's obviously something's obviously happened, and until he speaks about it, nobody knows.
The only person that's talking is Eddie. The only person you've heard something from is Eddie.
But I'm not taking sides here, but that is in response to what was put out on the internet to start off with.
Why be cryptic? Each day's rolling by. Each day rolls by and time passes by. Why the cryptic? Get on with it. And it's just. Sometimes, it's Brendan called it 3 smart, and I might be too smart for you, but sometimes 3 smart is me outsmarting myself, and Lawrence might be outsmarting himself.
Interesting. The only reason why I'm going to stop this is I don't like recording without a light.
Oh, I know.
So we're going to have to carry on and touch on this either tomorrow, daytime, or fight night.
Cool, no problem.
Which is Sunday. What are you though? Johnny knows what I mean. October Red Boxing with the lovely Johnny Nelson. Until we carry this on, I don't know what you're laughing at.
Yeah, why? You just abuse me every time I see you. Give me a hassle. I show you nothing but respect.
Debatable. You getting food?
Where from? Hold on.
Hi, and thank you for watching October Red Boxing. Like, subscribe, and tap the bell for notifications. You can also find us on Instagram at October Red Boxing and on Twitter, October Red UK. And remember, at October Red, we stay ready.